This is KGW News at noon.
It is November 8th, and that means it is Election Day. If you still haven't voted, you've still got time to do it. Hello, I'm Christine Pitawanich. Today, Oregon voters decide who will lead the state for the next 4 years. And in Portland, we could be looking at a new form of city government. A lot is at stake, which is why it's so important to vote. If you haven't turned in your ballot, 8 p.m. is the deadline to get it to a drop box or elections office. You can also still mail it, so long as it's postmarked by today. That's thanks to a new Oregon law. Because of mail-in ballots, though, it's possible we won't see definitive election results for days as all the ballots roll in. Now, if you haven't received your ballot, you can still visit your county elections office today to try to resolve that. Just remember that strict 8 p.m. deadline.
It does have to be received within 7 days after the election. That should be plenty of time if you're giving it to the USPS on the 8th.
If you are in a ballot drop box line at 8 o'clock p.m., we're going to determine the end of that line, and we're going to make sure that you get to vote your ballot. Your ballot will be deposited.
Voter turnout in Oregon is around 36% as of today. Compare that to 2018. The final tally was at 67%. We, of course, expect those numbers to climb as ballots continue to get counted today and into the rest of this week. Turnout in Washington is also around 36%. Elections officials expect to hit roughly 70% by the time everything is counted. Today's election is a midterm, a word you've probably heard a million times by now. At noon, we're diving into the reason the midterms are significant for the entire electoral system. Here's KGW's Brenda Braxton to explain.
What are the midterms? Midterm elections happen halfway through a president's four-year term. The election is considered a reflection of how Americans are feeling about the first half of a president's term, and it's a chance for the minority party to flip the balance of power in Washington. While voters aren't electing a new president, there are contested federal, state, and local seats. All 435 House seats are up for election as representatives serve two-year terms. Senators, on the other hand, serve six-year terms, and their election years are staggered. So approximately one-third of the Senate is up for election every 2 years. This year, 35 of the 100 seats in the Senate will be elected. 36 states will elect a governor this year. So what's at stake? Even though President Joe Biden isn't on the ballot, the midterm elections will play a big role in what the president can accomplish in the final 2 years of his current term. One of the biggest questions is whether Democrats will hold their narrow majority in Congress. Analysts predict Republicans have a chance to take back both the House and the Senate. Historically, the party in power tends to lose seats during midterm elections. Since 1934, the president's party has lost an average of 28 House seats and 4 Senate seats during the midterm election. This year, Republicans only need to pick up 1 seat in the Senate to take back a majority.
And that was Brenda Braxton giving us a better idea of why the midterms are just so important. Here in the Pacific Northwest, there are some pretty tight races we're following. In Oregon, people are voting on a number of different measures and candidates. One race a lot of people are watching, the one for Oregon's 6th congressional district, newly created after the 2020 census. Democrat Andrea Salinas is taking on Republican Mike Erickson. And just over the border, a race with a lot of national attention is playing out in Washington's 3rd district. There, Republican Joe Kent is taking on Democrat Marie Gluesenkamp-Perez. Races in our area making national news because of what's at stake in D.C. NBC's Bree Jackson breaks it down.
Voting is now underway in one of the most consequential midterm elections.
Our lifetimes are going to be shaped by what happens the next year to 3 years.
In the 11th hour, President Biden campaigned for Maryland's candidate for governor, Wes Moore, warning democracy is at stake and echoing an urgent plea for voters to ride the blue wave. Mr. Biden's low approval rating at just 44% could weigh down Democrats. Rallying for Republicans, former President Trump hinted at his own political future.
I'm going to be making a very big announcement on Tuesday, November 15th.
While looking to give Ohio Senate candidate J.D. Vance and his party a boost.
We're going to take back the House. We're going to take back the Senate.
Republicans need to gain 5 seats in the House and flip just 1 seat in the Senate to grab hold of congressional power.
We want less radicalism and more balance. So I encourage everyone to vote.
9 Senate races are considered competitive, including Pennsylvania, Arizona, and Georgia.
I'm ready to walk with you for 6 more years.
Across the country, tensions are high amid election-related threats and allegations of voter intimidation. Officials are preparing to keep polls safe.
We're monitoring any protests.
There's enthusiasm among voters to weigh in on issues like the economy, abortion, and crime.
Get out and vote. Do your civic duty.
More than 42 million votes have been cast already, with millions more starting to vote in person today. In Washington, Bree Jackson for NBC News.
Here on KGW, we're going to have midterm election coverage later today as ballots and results start to roll in. Join us whatever way works best for you. We'll, of course, be right here on your TV screen along with NBC News Decision 2022, starting with our 4 p.m. newscast. Plus, we'll be streaming continuous regional and local coverage on KGW Plus and KGW.com starting at 7:30. We'll also have a special edition of KGW News at 11 with the latest on all the key races. Okay, time now for Rod Hill. Rod, it has been chilly outside.
Yes, but we're getting sun today, and as long as you're not in an east wind zone, it actually feels pretty nice out despite that chilly start that Christine was talking about. The upper level low that had been giving us rain just continues to drop to the south. It's almost off the coast of Southern California. It is throwing some clouds up into Southern Oregon and our Stoller Family Vineyards estate camp down in Dayton. These clouds might actually become a little more thick as we go through the day, but I think our rain chance is over and we will stay dry. The farther north you go, the more sun you have on this noon hour. Beautiful sunshine, our Cannon Beach live camera. Temperature 49 degrees. Here's Portland, and look at our temperature. We're at 51, warmer than I thought we would be. We're probably right now looking at what's going to be generally the warmest part of our day. We are seeing east winds. I was up in Clark County on Mill Plain this morning. You could see the east winds starting to shoot in that area. Troutdale reporting 29. And Portland reporting out at PDX gusts to 28. Those winds should continue to strengthen and become more widespread throughout the afternoon. But we will stay dry, and at least in Portland, plenty of sunshine, 48 at 4. A quick cool off tonight. Christine, I still expect a lot of the area will freeze for the first time this fall, overnight tonight into tomorrow morning. Your 7-day forecast is coming up.
Okay, important information. Thank you, Rod.